How can you eat well to see better? Everyone knows, and it is true, and we also say this, that the eyes are the mirrors of the soul. But what many people don't know is that the eyes are the mirrors of the liver as well. And that when you have a way of eating or a way of life in which toxicity is accumulating in your body, the first place where you are going to feel that accumulation of toxicity is in your eyes. Because the eyes are very delicate. They are made of very tiny structures. They are absolutely wonderful. So when there is an excess of toxicity, the first place where health suffers is in the eyes. Many of the eyesight problems, supposedly due to aging, are due to poor nutrition. Not exclusively, there are more factors, but this is one of them. So, if you take care of your diet, and I am sure that you, Katya, have a lot of good recommendations about this, with your healthy desserts, if you take care of your diet, you will have vision and eyesight assets that will last much longer. And if you haven't been eating well until now, now is the best time to start doing it. Besides, the good news is that you are not only going to feel it in your eyesight, but it is also going to benefit your health as a whole. So the question here is always how not to intoxicate, how to detoxify, and how to nourish. And in this case, apart from keeping good nutrition habits, you also need to not intoxicate and detoxify. So, well, all those foods or practices that are beneficial for the liver will help us to improve our eyesight and vision. And sometimes they are such simple things and as pleasant as taking a water bath with 2 kilos or 9 pounds of salt every week. You use warm water so that all your muscles in your body relax and the eye muscles relax as well. And 2 kilos or 9 pounds of salt, which favors the detoxification of the whole organism by osmosis. It is very simple. Everybody has salt at home.
Yeah.
Some people, of course, don't have a bathtub at home, but you can buy a portable one. They sell them on Amazon for very little. Or you can go to the store where they sell plastic containers, a big
And
one you
even,
can
you
sit
know
in.
what? Just now it came to my mind while you were saying that, well, because I live in Cancun and here we have the beach and all that, but these little inflatable pools that are filled with balls for babies and so on. Well, I mean, if you don't have a bathtub, how much can that little inflatable pool cost you so you can do this every week? Well, that is wonderful. And with that, we are going to improve our eyesight
Super.
and vision.
It is super, super nice. And it costs you much more to lose your eyesight or deteriorate your eyesight than the pool will cost you. And besides, that bath is very relaxing. It is very pleasant. And with this detoxification, not only your vision improves, you will notice that you have more energy, you are more focused, you feel better. So what we need is everything that benefits and helps the liver. Another recommendation I would give, for example, is when you wake up, the first thing you drink instead of coffee, you can drink coffee, but a little bit later. But the first thing you drink in the morning is an infusion of lukewarm water with something that detoxifies the body. For example, you can add a splash of lemon, or drink a thyme infusion, or a rosemary infusion, or an infusion with ginger. Let's see, I can't remember the name now. The name is turmeric. Yes, turmeric is also an excellent option, so you can drink an infusion with turmeric as well. And there are also some plant extracts that are very good for detoxifying the liver to improve your vision, like artichoke, for example. Artichoke is wonderful for the liver, but if you have to eat the artichokes, it's like, I'm going to eat, I don't know how many kilos of artichokes. Well, it is better to simply use the extract in this case. And eye bright is also very good for your eyesight and vision. So if you start the day with a warm water infusion, this already tempers your digestive system and prepares the liver. And you are giving it something that is detoxifying. So you're starting the day in a great way. If you also follow some rules that many of them are common sense on good nutrition, we can talk about specific foods that are good for eyesight and vision for something specific. But if you are eating foods that are preferably fresh, with lots of fruit, lots of vegetables, which are organic, seasonal, and local, that is what's being produced. What is being grown by the farmers who live in your area, that is organic, but is locally produced in your area, that will ensure that it has the best nutrients that you need at the moment. And then If you're careful with some things like preferring to drink a lot of water, but between meals, not during meals, it is beneficial to always drink in between meals. Why? Because if you drink a lot of water during digestion, it dilutes the acids, it hinders the digestion process. You don't get as many nutrients when you drink too much water at mealtime. But it is good to drink water every time you feel thirsty or feel that your mouth is dry. For example, I drink water all the time.
Yes, exactly.
Something very useful too. The toxicity that reaches the organism and overloads the liver can come in many ways. For example, sometimes there are people who do not pay attention to this. Having amalgams in your mouth when a dentist uses this, which is a combination of mercury and lead for cavities, this is very toxic. It is better to replace them with others that are made of resin or ceramic. Toxicity can come from the air we breathe. The more we are in a place that is clean, the better. Sometimes we don't have much of a choice there, but if possible, that is something that helps. Water. It is important to make sure that you filter it so that the water you ingest is in the best conditions for you. To smoke or not to smoke? Of course, if you don't smoke, you don't get intoxicated as much. If you smoke, you are intoxicating yourself. And there are a few things that it is preferable to avoid eating as much as possible. Among them, what they call the four poisons: sugar, salt, dairy products, and refined flours. And I understand your community is very aware of all of these recommendations. And then it is also important, it is already an extra to give the liver a vacation. How can we give the liver a vacation? Well, there are a couple tips that are very easy to apply. One of them is eating vegetarian 1 day a week. Whoever wants to be a vegetarian all the time, that's great. But if you don't want to, or you can't, or for whatever reason, then eat vegetarian 1 day every week. That's something that everybody can do. In fact, those who grew up in the Catholic tradition, our parents, sometimes our grandparents, 1 day a week did not eat meat. In Spain, the typical thing was to eat lentils or chickpeas on that day, or to eat fish instead of meat. It is a good idea because it gives the liver a vacation. Another way to give the liver a vacation is by taking care of the combinations of foods that we eat together in the same meal. A very easy way to give the liver a vacation is to always eat fruit separately from other foods. Do not eat fruit for dessert, but eat fruit mid-morning or mid-afternoon, or at least half an hour before any of your meals. If you are getting hungry while you are preparing the meal, eat a small piece of fruit while you are cooking. But after eating, do not use fruit for dessert, because fruit generates fermentation of everything you have eaten before if you mix it with other things. And if you want to refine it much more, then you could even separate food groups from each other and not combine them in the same meal. That's something for those who want to take it to the next level. Yes, yes, indeed. But well, it is a matter of avoiding any fermentation so that the time of eating will not generate toxicity during the digestion itself. So, well, these are some recommendations for those who are interested in food, including all of us who are here.